All right, so now what we're doing with this, again, we got our handout. Let's talk through really quickly what we saw. So first off, the first one, we had our canvas, whoop, whoop, sound effects, whoop, very important. There we go. Let's make it a little bit more. All right, that's more like 600 by 400. Right now, let's get a ball, and the ball would have been black outline, so we'll do that. And so that is 50-50, and that was at about here-ish. Oh. So maybe there-ish, right? Not so bad. So when we do the next one, what did we end up with? Again, our canvas. And our ball. This time it was at 200, 100, so it was somewhere over here-ish. Something like that, yeah? So what's going on? All right, let's look at the next one, and we'll start to maybe have a sense. So, again, I'll draw my canvas. And my ball. All right, so this one is at 0, 100. So this one would have been something like that. There we go. Something like that. So when we look here, this was at 200, 100. And this one is at 0, 100. So the height from here is the same, but its position along this way is different. Right? So maybe this first number controls where it is along the left-right axis, that horizontal axis. So if that's the case, what does the second number do? So again, if we had our canvas, and our ball, this time it was somewhere like here-ish. And again, if we think about that first number as its position along the horizontal axis, we can see right here it's at 0. Here it's at 100, so it's a little to the right. And here it's at 200, so it's even further to the right. It's not so bad, right? All right. But now let's think about what we're doing with the up-down. So now we're going to keep it at 100 in the left-right position. But this one moved it down a bit. So again, it's still 100 from the left-right, but now it has been moved down a bit. And then the next one moves it down a bit more. And then the next one moves it down a bit more. And then the next one puts it down much closer to the bottom. And then the last one puts it smack dab on the bottom. Right? So the bigger this number is, the lower it goes. And since our canvas is 400 tall, 400 would be the bottom, apparently. So far, so good. So now, if we think about this kind of like a coordinate plane, where is our origin, right? Where is the origin? So let's go ahead and draw our canvas again on this last one, because here we're telling it to be at 0, 0. Oh, undo that. I don't know what happened there. You know, if I draw a shape in Notability and then just hold, it is totally messing me up now that I'm trying to tell you what I'm doing. So if you draw a shape that's regular shape and you close it and then you just kind of hold, it makes it a regular shape for you, so like a rectangle. All right, so now if this was a math class, the origin, the 0, 0 point would be right here. However, when we drew this one and we said 0, 0, it's not where it drew the circle. It drew the circle up here. So in p5.js, this right here is coordinates 0, 0 in our xy coordinate plane. And then this point down here is really however wide the canvas is. So we went 600 to the right and we went 400 down. So this is 600, 400. Okay? So this coordinate would be 600, 400. Not so bad, right? So the smack dab center xy coordinates would be 200, 300. Because that would be exactly half of 600 by 400. All right, so now let's do it. Let's clean this up a little bit. So if I'm going to make that my 0, 0 up here a little smaller. So if I wanted to say find point, I don't know, let's say 150, 350. What do I need to think about? Well, if we think about kind of an imaginary line that goes down the middle here in our x direction, so this line would be 300 away, right? So if I want 150, that's going to be like half of that, right? So half of 300 would be somewhere along this kind of mystical, magical line, right? Because that's our x coordinate. We're going over 150 from our origin. Whoop, 150. And now we got to figure out how far down we go. We're going to go down 350, which is almost to the bottom because the bottom is 400. So this point right here would be about 150, 350. So this is just like your coordinate plane in math class. In math class, however, we look like this, where x and y, and so if going down would be negative, that's not how it is. So in math class, this is our coordinate plane. In here, going to the right, x gets bigger just like it does in math class. And going down, y gets bigger. So that the top left corner is the origin rather than the bottom left corner. Okay, so that's a key difference of how drawing things in our canvas is going to be in p5.js. So for the ellipse function, we have 4 parameters. The first parameter is the x position. The second parameter, as we've discovered, is our y position. The third parameter is width of our ellipse. And the fourth parameter is the height. Of our ellipse. Okay? So this is the plain English word to explain what each of those numbers mean. And for our create canvas, our 2 parameters are width of the canvas and height of the canvas. All right, so that is what we need to know. So about the coordinate plane, and so we can put that ellipse anywhere we want on the screen.